Technology Conference 2022. It's Thursday evening, and our speaker tonight is Phil Wilson. Phil has been here every time I've been here, at least for the last several years, and he's the guy. He's a relaxed sauna guy, and if you haven't had a chance to check out the relaxed sauna and spend, I don't know, 20 minutes or half an hour. I think I was in there half an hour when I did it. You got to do that. It's amazing. It's based on this laser technology. It's not heat that's heating it up. It's actually the light, and it's beneficial light. We heard from Joe Blanton earlier that far infrared frequencies are helpful, beneficial to the human body, and of course Phil's going to be talking more about that today. Phil has a honors degree in mathematics. He spent 5 years studying mathematics at Ohio State University. And so that's his background. And he grew up an atheist and had some changes of his look on life. Back in the early 1970s, he had a Kundalini experience and an out-of-body experience, and he says that those things changed his life. And so I guess he'll talk about that as well, and has had some, because of that, he's gotten interested in alternative kinds of health technologies. He's had a health food store since 1980, also in Ohio, and it's called the Momenta 98 Health Food Store. Have I got that right? Momentum 98 Health Food Store. So he's been doing that. He's been selling and promoting the relaxed sauna now for 20 years. So he's been at it for quite a while. It was invented by a team of scientists, including the head scientist from China. Is that right?
Taiwan.
Taiwan. Okay, very good. And so he is a fun guy. I've gotten to know him over the years here, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy him as well. His wife, Debbie, is here with us, so he's got kind of the family thing going on. And just let's have a big round of applause for Phil Wilson.
Thank you very much for the introduction. I guess this is the podium here. Yes, this is, there's a few corrections. It was Indiana University I got an honors degree in mathematics at, and then 5 years of graduate work in mathematics, studying the history and philosophy of math at Ohio State University, where I also studied philosophy and psychology. And here I am. This is my 5th year here. We first were at the Extraordinary Technology Conference in 1970, and I always have so much fun at this show because we're dealing with electrical, magnetic energies, frequencies, inner light, inner sound. Also, I did not grow up as an atheist. I was sort of indifferent. I grew up in a Jewish home, and I just, I was more into creativity. And when I had my first out-of-body experience, I connected with something which I didn't know had anything to do with spiritual awareness or God or anything, and I just thought I had a new lease on life. And actually, I drunk from this water from which I've never had to thirst again because I've been connected with it, and it was a real blessing. And it took me about 2-3 years to realize I actually had an out-of-body experience, and that these 3 beings took me out of my body and showed me that I needed to get involved in art and music and dance so I can get in touch with my feelings, because I was too left brain as a mathematician. So this kind of conference right here fits right in with the kind of work I've been doing all my life. I'm in the process of writing a book called Pictures of the Mind, Freeing Yourself from Beliefs That No Longer Serve You. And I was inspired to write a book in 1970 after I had this transformation, and I became so aware that things weren't the way that we thought they were. And by getting in touch with my feelings, like in Star Wars, Luke, get in touch with your feelings. And it's actually the merging of thought and feeling. That's sort of like a secret. It's like if you can get your mind and your emotions in harmony, they're like little kids. Then you can get them in harmony, then you can get your work taken care of, and you can totally connect with that spiritual connection that you have with the all is, that which you come from. And then when we talk about the relaxed sauna, strangely enough, the energy that comes out from the relaxed sauna just sort of like tunes you in and molds you and moves you into getting connected with the divine. And so I got the first hint of this, of course, when I tried it, but outwardly in confirmation when these two young women in their 20s or so, about 2 hours apart, said, "Oh my gosh, this sauna experience I'm in the relaxed sauna, it feels like I'm being hugged by my grandma." And that's heartwarming. It's like, whenever you talk about animals and babies, it just opens up the heart. And that's what we're all about, In this world, we want to open up the heart, and it's like, the oxymoron of the wisdom of the mind. Doesn't that sound the weirdest thing, so out of sync? It's the wisdom of the heart. Now, most of the people at this conference, we're here and we're interested in this extraordinary technology because we're moving into energies that are beyond the normal, like Tesla technology, and being able to tune in. And the things we believe, like I was talking to someone about an hour ago about, people actually believe that slaves built the pyramids. And oh my God, I believed, I don't know, belief is really weird. And so I've come to the conclusion that there's nothing I believe. Sometimes I'll temporarily believe something, but that's not a permanent kind of thing. There's nothing I believe, and there's nothing that I'm not willing to believe. In other words, I'm willing to believe anything, and yet at the same time, I don't want to believe anything because belief is so transitory. It's just, a weird kind of thing. And of course, how do you spell belief? B-E-L-I-E-F. So at the core of every belief is a lie. Because this whole world, the world of time and space is something that it's temporary. I had an experience in 1971, and I laughed and laughed and laughed. And the experience was, I saw that all life is like a daydream or a thought form. It's like the beginning, and it's a creation. You're creating, and it just goes like this, and all of a sudden you have a fear, and there's a fear thought that comes and stops your whole life cycle. And so you have to coax that fear like a little kid, okay, and be gentle with it. Don't cry. There's no monsters under the bed, and you got to get it into the center from which it came. And then the daydream will continue, and then there'll be a climax, an ecstatic moment, an orgasm, and the whole thing will explode into a moment of ecstasy. And then you fall asleep. That's a rest point, and then the process starts again, over and over again, and the rest points throughout eternity. And I experienced that, and I laughed and laughed and laughed. And then, 5, 10, 15 years later, I said, but I never realized it was true. It really is true. And then there's a book by Paul Twitchell called The Far Country, where his spiritual teacher is talking about rest points throughout eternity. And that's what I got to experience. And if that's true, and again, I'm not the one that decides what's true for you. That's only something you can decide. Like I remember leaving my house in 1975-76 on my way to a graduate school class in mathematics, and there was a spiritual master sitting in a chair, and I looked right before like an instant, and then I went off to school, and I said, okay, well, was it really true? Well, sometimes the way to measure whether something is true, the vividness of that experience is clear today as it was 40, 50 years ago. So, it's like a friend of mine wrote me in a letter. I said, well, thanks for explaining something in the dream state. He didn't say whether he did or not, but regardless of what I say in the dream state or what I recommend, in the final analysis, it's your decision to choose or not to choose, or it's your decision to choose. And choosing is freedom, because if we don't choose, something else is going to choose for us. And so those are some of the things that have guided my life. The connection, that like in the book by Teachings of Don Juan, Yaqui Way of Knowledge by Carlos Castaneda, he says, find your spot. And I'd been doing this before, so therefore when I read it, I said, yeah, that's it. You go someplace, and it's like you just stand there, and then it starts, you just listen. There's a cosmic wave, and I think all life is learning to ride that cosmic wave of inner guidance, absolute reliance on your inner guidance, and ride that cosmic wave through life's experiences. And that's the absolute, in the final analysis. Because the goal is freedom from everything. Freedom from thoughts, freedom from beliefs, freedom from feelings. And sometimes when you don't feel that presence, it's knowing that it's there. Now, I was meditating about, 1997, 25 years ago. And I was told momentum, okay, I guess I was looking for the name of a new company name. And I woke from a meditation, and there I was in my room, letting go of the word transformation. It just went back into the source of all creation. Then I'm in my body, and I'm right there, and my third eye is wide open. I'm seeing this gorgeous, beautiful, paradisical lake. In the middle of it is a serpent mound, which at the time I didn't know that's what it was. It was like a volcano structure. And then I'm just looking at it, and the plants and the trees are beautiful, and the lake is, oh my gosh, it's like idyllic. And all of a sudden, out of this, then there was mud, gray, brown cables all around it, going up to the top of the mountain. And all of a sudden, out pops a little lottery ball with the word momentum on it. And I said, okay, since that's obviously the name of my new company, and I was a little perturbed because momentum was such a common word, and I'm sort of eccentric, and I like things that are exciting, like Alice in Wonderland, my favorite Martian, The Twilight Zone, things like that excite me. And so then they said, I heard the voice in the back of my head, taking advantage of the moment. I said, wow, I never realized momentum came from the word moment. That's exciting. And then I'm there, now that I've acknowledged and accepted and honored the fact that this is my new company name, I'm creating stationery. I mean, what else do you do when you get a company name? So in my head, in my mind, I'm creating the stationery. I said, okay, something's missing. Where's the beef? And if you're old like me, or my body's old, but you remember the Wendy's commercial about where's the beef? And there's something missing. And so as soon as I said that, they said, propelling yourself into greatness. I said, wow. And so all of a sudden, as soon as I said that, the third eye closed, and I'm in darkness again. I wrote it down in a database, and I couldn't remember at all what it was. And 10 days later, I finally found the database where I wrote it in. But that phrase, momentum, taking advantage of the moment, propelling yourself into greatness, that's a practical definition of practicing the presence of God that an atheist will buy. And I've come up with a definition of loving the process of all life, and that's loving God. Because I come from a background of where I like to I like to be able to communicate to everyone. Why not? I mean, it's fun to be of service, and that's, I think, one of the last things I'll say before I start talking about the relaxed sauna is that observe comes from the word serve, and that's profound, because the worst thing that we can do to ourselves or anyone else is to judge others, because what we judge ye, whatever it is, judge ye not, lest ye be judged. Because whatever you picture someone doing is bad, and then you give it this emotional energy, then you help manifest in your life, because we're creatures. We create. That's what we do. And so when you say bad, by judging people, you create that, and you have a dichotomy. And the dichotomy is like Paul Twitchell's, one of my favorite statements of his is being for or against anything exiles you from the God consciousness state. And I translate that to normal people, being for or against anything locks you into duality. And that's sort of like the same thing, but in different words. And so when you're for or against anything, then you lose your balance, because neutral gives you power. So when you judge something, you're creating your future, and the worst thing we can do to ourselves is to judge ourselves, and there's a word for that. It's called feeling guilty. So the humor about feeling guilty is when we feel guilty about something like overeating or eating a certain food, we sentence ourselves to do it again until we do it with joy. So now that we've come to joy, we have a sign above the relaxed sauna out in the hallway. It says, brings joy. And it disappeared after Matt put it up. So it's the one sign I had two of, so we put it back up. But bringing joy is what far infrared energy is all about, because when you're connected to that which you are, to that which is the same as the element in everyone else, when we're connected to that, we feel more free, and therefore we can receive love and we can give love. So this is an extraordinary technology conference, and what I'm presenting here is an extraordinary technology, which is the Relax Sauna Radiator. It took 10 years to create this radiator. It first came in the form of that little lamp on the left, and then a couple of years later they actually created a sauna, an infrared sauna. Now, in that little lamp are 4 semiconductor chips, and I think a couple of slides later they'll be shown. But the Relax Sauna company is an electrical company, and it's funny because I just realized about a year or two ago, here I've been promoting the Relax Far Infrared Sauna, and previous to that for 1 year another infrared sauna, and selling these products in my health food store and to health professionals and all over the United States and in Canada. I've been promoting that for all these years. And here I finally realized, gee, my father had a store when I was growing up in Gary, Indiana, called Wilson's Electrical Appliance Company. He was selling refrigerators and stoves and air conditioners and all that stuff. And here I am, oh my gosh, I'm doing exactly what my dad was doing, selling electrical appliances. And so I thought that was funny, just as a humor in my own life, the whole process of my life, how everything is perfect. Everything is perfect, but we don't necessarily realize it, because it's already finished, it's already completed, and it's just something we're experiencing, and that's a great joy. So the Relax Sauna company, it was an electrical company in Taiwan. They were asked by a Japanese company, can you find a way to bring a hot springs into the home with electricity? And they said, sure, no problem. We'll call you in a bit and let you know that we've succeeded. And 10 years later, they got a phone call. We did it. We did it. And frankly, what they did is they found a way to filter out all the energies that didn't resonate with the water molecules in your body and the human organic cells of your body. We are not just spiritual beings or light beings, as Daniel Brinkley says, who had a near-death experience in the 70s, and he wrote a book about it, and they had a movie. It was a TV movie in 1994, I believe, or 96. At any rate, we are spiritual beings. We are actually far infrared light beings, because we shine far infrared light. Not just light. We shine an invisible light, and if you want to measure it, it's 9,400 nanometers approximately, or that's 9.4 microns. And water, yeah, this is really true, although I don't know what truth is really a funny thing, but water is a far infrared molecule, and it shines far infrared light. So when Matt Justice says on a lot of his videos, the more far infrared you have in your infrared sauna, the more effective it is. What he's talking about is the vibration, the wavelength, and you guys are my teachers, because I have a degree in mathematics. And as soon as in high school, when you got introduced to physics, I blocked it. I have no earth in my astrology chart. I have tons of air. And so, the physical thing is hard. And so you guys are my teachers, and I'm learning about electronics. I'm learning about physics. And it's my destiny, in a sense, because this is what's helping me put it all together. Going back to my childhood and learning that time when I was creative in the way I created mathematics and solved problems. And you want to be like a child again. Being like a child is that's the kind of attitude where everything is, you're curious, you're awed by the world, and when when the mind gets in its way, thinking without feeling brings about woe. That's Hamlet, consternated in thought and a mess. And feeling without thinking brings grief. And again, it's what I said earlier. If you can get your mind, your mental body, and your emotions, your astral body, your emotional body, if you can get them in harmony, you got it. Then the world is your oyster. So you want to be able to somehow think and feel at the same time. And that means, if you have a thought and you give passion to it, this is what everyone. And then the secret that they miss, sort of like they miss it in The Secret, that movie. You want to. Okay, the bell is ringing. No, the secret is to not care, to let go. You have to. So that's why guilt works so well. You have oh my gosh, I did that. I'm never going to do it again. And you give it all this emotion. And then and of course you don't even want to go there. You don't even think about it anymore. Then it happens again. So the thought, the passion of that thought, the loving that thought, the loving of that new boat that you just bought. There's just a totally loving and just imagining it. And then after you've given it all this energy, then you just get back into the moment and go about your business doing what you're doing. And then it happens. And if you look at your life, you'll see that all the things. And here's another thing that, it's so simple. When this and this and that happens, then I'll be happy. It doesn't happen. It's so backwards, this world. You decide to be happy. And then this, that, and this happens. And that is so exciting. When you finally get it, you decide. You're the one that decides. So I want you all to decide that you want your house to be transformed into a home. And in order for that to happen, you need a hearth, a center of warmth. And that's why I say that a relaxed sauna will transform your house into a home, because where there's a home, there's a hearth, a place of warmth. And so when the relaxed sauna company was asked, can you make a hot springs in your home? That's the goal. That's what we want. You want a place to go, to connect, to get to a solitude where you can connect with the divine, and you connect with that which you really are. So the relaxed sauna took 10 years to filter out all the energies that did not resonate with the water molecules in your body and the organic cells of your body. So all the near-infrared light. Now the near-infrared lasers is a different story, a totally different technology that Joe was talking about. And those are great, near-infrared lasers. But the near-infrared light bulbs will only penetrate 1 millimeter. 2 millimeters maybe. There used to be a video on YouTube saying near-infrared hardly penetrates, and the far-infrared penetrates 1 3/4 to 2 inches. And then it shows a movie, like on a video. I think we captured that video. It's on the relaxsaunas.com website somewhere, and that it penetrates 2 inches almost, and then all of a sudden it comes out. It gets the water cells to pulsate. See, the whole purpose of a far-infrared sauna, the whole purpose of it is it's hyperthermia. Okay, the whole purpose is hyperthermia, and that's to get the water molecules to vibrate, to resonate. Because when you can send off an energy, this is a wave, and our bodies are particles, but according to what the bleep do you know, and quantum physics and all that, we all know, supposedly, or most of us here are aware of it and do know it, that a particle, see, there is no time and space, a particle turns into a wavicle and then turns into a wave, and the wave turns into the wavicle, which turns into the particle. And so what you have here, when you send off a particular vibratory rate that resonates with the water molecules in your organic cells, that resonating is a love bond. It's like when you see a cousin of yours you haven't seen, and then all of a sudden they're 100 feet away. You know, there's just a spark of love that you feel, and that's the kind of energy that happens inside your body when you get into the relaxed sauna, when you go in front of this far-infrared light energy. And the wavelength it's like making love. It goes in and out, the waves go in and out. So it's a resonating, it's a love bond is created. And that's the magic. And so what that happens is every cell in your body is dancing. It's vibrating and spinning. And the spin is an important thing, because what this does, according to a lady I talked to about 3 months ago, she says it increases the voltage in your body. And that's what, so it's way different. And I don't understand this. It's way different than microwave, which is supposed to heat food. But actually, if you there's a study in Japan of a book all about far-infrared energy that has not been translated. And she said basically that an antidote for sunburn, an antidote for too much electromagnetic frequency exposure, or an antidote for microwave energy is far-infrared energy. In other words, like this thing here emits, this is a microwave machine that we carry in our pockets, and you have the Wi-Fi that sends off all this microwave energy, and you go into the far-infrared energy will antidote and repair any damage that the microwave energy does, or that is done by EMFs. Incidentally, there are 4 people who make a living getting houses EMF safe that I know in Phoenix, in Anaheim, in LA, and in San Diego, who all have relaxed saunas in their home. And one lady, before she met us at a show, she did not have a relaxed sauna, but 4 of her clients who had houses that she was making EMF safe all had relaxed saunas. And then 2 weeks later, she runs into us, gets in the sauna, and buys one. I think I should start using my slide thing. Uh-oh. Why isn't it working? Oh, Can someone help me with this? Hello, can someone help me with this machine that's not working? Is it turned off? Okay. This is what we mathematicians need. Okay. This is infrared light. When you go into the bathrooms, okay. No. It's working. Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, that's the chip, and there's 20 chips in each of those radiators, and there's 4 chips in that. Okay, and this is a very famous quote from Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine. Doctors no longer have to take his oath, I've discovered recently, which is sad, but they used to. And it says, Yes, that's what I've been told. I don't know anything for sure anymore. I don't know what to believe, but yes, they certainly act like they don't take his oath because they're not supposed to do any. So this is what he says. Find me a way to create sweat or fever, and I will cure disease. If he said that on American soil, they'd put him in jail because it's illegal to cure people. And actually, I mean, you can cure beef though. But the reality is that your body in its wisdom knows how to heal itself, and you're the one orchestrating the body. So they act as catalysts. So the relaxed sauna will not cure anything, but it will certainly act as a catalyst because fever is so important. And this is what infrared saunas are all about. It's about creating fever. That's the essence of it. I guess I have, well, I got my own screen, okay? It raises core temperature. The relaxed sauna can raise core temperature 3.2 degrees in 25 minutes. And that's significantly more than any other sauna, and that's important. There's a man on Reddit.com who produced a website, a URL, and he said that he does cold therapy, cold showers, and he was looking for a sauna because the research said the saunas can do this and that, can help the heart, it helps circulation, it increases the body temperature and detoxifies you and energizes you and relaxes you and gets rid of stress. And all this research there's 60 articles on PubMed.com, research articles. Far-infrared saunas are able to do this. And so he found this is, what saunas can do, or this is increasing core temperature does this. And I like to say that because I don't like to make any claims. Then I say the relaxed sauna can increase your core temperature. That's the intelligent way to do it, and frankly, the appropriate way to do it, because that's what happens. But anyway, he tested these inexpensive Amazon saunas, first a $250 sauna, and it was only able to raise core temperature a half a degree. And besides that, it was not able to do the heart rate variability tests on the improvement in circulation, high blood pressure, and all the things that you want to do to make you really healthy and tuned in. And then he bought a $500 sauna and got the same results. And then he reluctantly or with skepticism bought the relaxed sauna for a lot more money and discovered, oh my gosh, not only did it increase body temperature 3.2 degrees, in 25 minutes, but it exceeded the heart rate, the biometrics and the heart rate variability test that he performed on it actually exceeded what the research said it should do. And I think by 1.5, I'm not quite sure, but that's in Reddit.com. If you go to the page relaxsaunas.com/superior, there, if you go down and scroll down, there's 2 articles describing the difference between the relaxed sauna, comparing it to that article to other portable saunas. And then there's another article where a lady had been selling wooden saunas she's got a clinic, a hyperbaric oxygen clinic in Taos, New Mexico, and she's been selling wooden saunas for 10 years. Then 5 years ago, she got into the relaxed sauna at a conference after turning her nose to the relaxed sauna. She got in, and oh my gosh, in 3 minutes, what a difference. Because when I first started selling and promoting and using the relaxed sauna, I didn't think it was as good as the wooden saunas. Because, you don't think that a sports car is as good as a big clunker or a truck, but it's because it's a lot smaller, but actually sometimes it's got more power, more horsepower. But anyway, it turns out that the relaxed sauna has 5 times more of the active ingredient far-infrared energy than any wooden sauna, and about 9 times more of the active ingredient than any other portable sauna. The active ingredient is that wavelength between 4 and 14 microns. I call that, my term, the loving light, like the loving light from the sun. Now, when you go out into the sun on a hot day, even a cold day, and you close your eyes, you feel this deep, deep penetrating warmth. That's the far infrared energy I'm talking about. And it's specifically, the relaxed sauna has gotten it between 4 and 14 microns. And that's the energy that causes that feeling of warmth inside your body that connects you. That's the beauty of it. Now, the ultraviolet light does not go through clothes. Far infrared does. And the ultraviolet hits your skin, and since the vibration of ultraviolet, which is so far off from far infrared energy, from our vibration rate, we resist it. And I was explaining to some lady my hypothesis that causes friction and then can cause suntan and sunburn. Now, the scientists may have a different definition of how that works, and it's also true. But I think in reality, it's the fact that what we resist persists, and that pressure causes. It also brings up the melatonin as well, and this lady probably knows a lot more about it than I do. But at any rate, the far infrared, we absorb it. It's like it's the same frequency as us. It resonates with us and causes a lot of warmth in the body. And again, people say, like different sauna companies will say, well, gee, I want, 140 degrees is perfect. And other people will say 105 degrees, 110 degrees. And some people will say, no, you need to get up to 170 degrees. And I say to that this has nothing to do, the heat inside the sauna has nothing to do with the price of tea in China. And I think most of you can agree with me. But interesting enough, it has very little to do with the effectiveness of a sauna to do what saunas are supposed to do, which is hyperthermia, which is increase your body temperature. So what the relaxed sauna does, it gives you an energy, 95 to 98% pure far infrared energy that resonates with the water molecules in your body. And that, like 100 people in a small room dancing, can increase the body temperature, and that's the magic. Find me a way to create sweat or fever, and I will cure disease. And we have a 4-page pamphlet or sheets with a staple in it at the booth. And on the last page, the 7th page of the 8 pages, it's about the power of fever. Fever is like when we get a fever, that's wonderful. Now, hyperthermia is something they do in Germany, that they've perfected it there. And you go there, and they will increase your body temperature to 105 or 106 degrees, and it'll kill everything, cancer, Lyme, whatever it is. The unfortunate part about this is if you increase it 1 more degree, the body dies too. So I was reading some passage about a man who said, find me a way to get this hyperthermia, and he was actually an Indian man, and he was searching all over, and he came back to report to his boss. He said, I think what you need is an infrared sauna. So if you can increase your body temperature 3.2 or to 4 degrees every day or every couple days, then that is going to be enough. Because we have 18 testimonies on YouTube about people who had Lyme disease who have very few symptoms right now. A friend of mine, 90% of his symptoms gone in 3 weeks using the relaxed sauna. We have many other testimonies about they're symptom-free, they're able to function. One lady was 74% better or 75% better, and then it says, okay, now you need an infrared sauna. And her husband, who's a naturopathic doctor, got one from us, and 2-3 years later, he met me at a show and told me the story, and we put it on a video, and it's just saying how his wife is now at 95% effectiveness from recovering from Lyme. And Dr. Paul Anderson uses the relaxed sauna in his cancer clinic while doing IV therapy. IV therapy is intravenous vitamin C therapy, and a lot of doctors in the alternative field will use ozone as well, in IV therapy. And putting people in the relaxed sauna will increase the body temperature and hence make the IV, work more effectively. And he used to teach, Dr. Anderson used to teach at Bastyr College for about 25 years, and now he has a lot of conferences like this about twice a year where he educates people about all the things that he's doing in the latest research. And so he gave us a 2-minute video testimony, and I think that's a picture from the video that they that my person shot. Also, those who do IV therapy, the doctors they find that sometimes they can't reach the vein, so they put people in the relaxed sauna for 5-7 minutes, and it's really nice. What's nice about the relaxed sauna is that it works instantly, and that's really cool to work instantly, because a wooden sauna sometimes take 10, 15, 20, even as they get older, 45 minutes to heat up, and then you have whatever the non-compliance. When a doctor says or someone says, do the relaxed sauna or do a sauna every day, and it takes 20, 30 minutes. I was at a conference in Minnesota for nutritional doctors, and 4 different doctors confessed to me that they did not use their wooden sauna that they've had for years. And I said, why not? It's because it takes too long to heat up. And they all bought relaxed saunas, and now they don't have that problem because it's instant on, as Dr. Kasky in Connecticut has told me what he likes best about it, the instant on feature. Oh, that's me, okay? There's something else. Anyway, that's me, and I'll let you look at it for a little while. I already told you my history, and and that's enough. I want to start talking about important things. But anyway, I opened up a health food store in 1980. After my Kundalini energetic experience in 1971, I couldn't eat anything. I couldn't eat anything because anything I ate brought me into a state of numbness where I just couldn't feel. And so I had to go on a fruit and nut diet for about 9 months. I basically, about 80%, 90% of my diet was cashews and dates and figs, and I had the time of my life, but I got way out of balance. And after the Rainbow Festival in '72, I showed up at Hannah Kroger's New Age health food store, and she was doing a pendulum on someone, and I'm watching, and then I stick my hand out when she finishes, and she says, "Oh my God, you're way out of balance. No honey, no honey or fruit for a month." And she gave me these formulas, but it was fun. I had a great time, doing these exercises every day, and I walked around campus at Ohio State University with a very light wool jacket. And outside of that, I did these exercises, and I meditated 6 hours every morning and did yoga, and I did that for 9 months. I did my time, like probably many of us have lived past lives, have spent years in Tibet or India or other places, and maybe being on silence for 5 years. And so it's just had to refresh my memory of what I have done or might have done. Okay, now part of my talk here is about the relaxed saunas. My company is Relaxed Saunas of Momentum. And I also have, before that, my health food store. It's called Momentum 98 Natural Health Store, and that's in Columbus, Ohio. I started in 1980, and I didn't intend to, it just happened to me. I opened up 2 offices, and then the building downstairs, or the first floor opened up, and you had to walk about 40, 50 steps to get to, and it became a health food store, and I never intended it, but it's still there. The website is momentum98.com. And what is far infrared energy? Well, I didn't get to look at these real intently before, but I sort of described it. But something about far infrared energy that people don't realize. It goes through the sand, 2 inches. What's underneath the sand around 2 inches? Does anyone know? Turtle eggs, snake eggs, lizard eggs. Chickens cheat. Okay? They lay on the eggs, and they generate far infrared energy, which resonates with the water in turtle eggs. I mean, in the chicken egg, not the turtle egg, and causes the water and causes the chicken embryo to get warm and to hatch. So how do turtle eggs hatch? Because you need to get warmth. Well, the far infrared sun and the turtle had an arrangement. I lay the egg, I put it underneath the sand so the predators don't get it. And you do, because I'm not going to lay on that egg. And the sun does it, and the egg hatches. So I think, so that's and again, far infrared energy goes through clothes. It's a light, 186,000 miles a second, the speed of light. And what's interesting about far infrared energy, it's not, it's not obvious to a lot of people. It's invisible. it's still reflected by a mirror because it's an energy, and most people don't seem to really understand that. It's like, how come, well, you got two radiators in the bottom, and my body's up here. Well, it hits them, it goes straight, it can't be, there's no absolute zero. So if it's 179.9 degrees, it's going to be at an angle, and 186,000 miles a second, it's not going to take more than a couple seconds, or way less, to be an invisible light box. 9 times brighter than the light, than the invisible far infrared light in any other sauna, and at least 5 times brighter than the invisible light in any wooden sauna. So it hits the wall, and what's on the back of the blue cloth? See, it goes to that blue cloth, the blue, and it hits the silver and bounces. Far infrared goes to close, remember? And so that's part of what the relaxed sauna company had to invent. Once they invented the radiator and took out, they created a semiconductor chip, and they filter out the near infrared and all the energies that don't resonate with you. And that was the magic. Now, the carbon panels are only about 36% of that active ingredient loving light, and that's why they're nice. But if you've never driven a bicycle and someone says, you know, and the grocery store is 3 miles away, it's a whole lot better than walking. But once you get a car, let alone a Mercedes, it's sweet. It's really sweet, and life becomes a lot easier. Okay, it's a healing spectrum of light. And again, it increases the circulation. Now, we've had a doctor recently, he's a sports medicine doctor, and he got the relaxed sauna from us, and he tested it. And we have the 5-page review that he did of it, and he made a 20-minute video for us describing how this oxygenates the cells of the body something amazingly. And you know, just, you know, I've got to look at it and study it more to understand this, because remember, I have a degree in mathematics and physics and electromagnetic energy, and electronics is hard for me. Okay, it is one of the biggest breakthroughs in the health industry. It still doesn't. I talk to people, you know, who know a little bit about far infrared saunas, and I really believe that every emergency room in every hospital, if they had if they had the relaxed sauna in their emergency room, they could save lives every day. Every day they could save lives. The Los Angeles Dodgers purchased 3 relaxed saunas from us recently, and the trainer there was actually the All-Star, National League All-Star trainer, and we actually loaned him a relaxed sauna for the All-Star game that I believe they used. And we have a lot of people in sports medicine and checking out the relaxed sauna. We were at a conference the other day where people were jumping, and they had a machine where you could measure your jump, and then people would do that, get the highest they could, go in the relaxed sauna for 5 minutes, and then be able to jump 3 to 5 inches higher. And that's sort of like almost impossible, but you know, the relaxed sauna is an amazing creature because it was created. And blood pressure, for one thing, is definitely, we have so many people say that their blood pressure has been removed. I think later on we have a slide of Karen Russell saying how that she had heavy metal poisoning, and that 2.5 years of blood reports came back where her mercury and her lead were way out of balance, and after using the relaxed sauna for 1 month, boom, you know, her blood report came back pretty, you know, normal. And the far infrared light teaches us how to heal ourselves with a little more than heat and light. And this is the far infrared energy and what it does. That video I talked about was very similar to this, showing how the near infrared only went in 1 to 2 millimeters, that the far infrared gets the water molecules, and then the water molecules come out of the body with the toxins and releases from the skin. And again, I mentioned that when you're in the relaxed sauna and your water molecules are all dancing and vibrating, then that that just gets the whole movement of the body, because inertia, which is the opposite of momentum, interestingly enough, inertia is the root of all of pain, because when you're stagnant, like a stagnant pond is the breeding ground for mosquitoes, and similarly stagnant areas of your body are breeding grounds for mold and bacteria. And when the health enthusiasts of the old days, like Dr. LaLanne, or not Dr. LaLanne, but Jack LaLanne, as a matter of fact, the guy who wrote the book about the legacy of Jack LaLanne, and he wrote it with his widow, who's 97 right now. He was at our booth a couple weeks ago, got in the relaxed sauna, and oh my gosh, it improved his broken leg, and he took one home. But anyway, there's a lot of people, and I think there's a whole lot of people in here I'll show that use and promote the relaxed sauna and say it's the most effective sauna there is, or certainly one of the best. Okay, it increases circulation. We've talked about that, and again, you've got the H2O, the hydrogen molecule. Now, what the far infrared energy does, it gets it to vibrate, and that angle gets smaller, and so therefore the water molecule actually gets smaller. So hence the blood will get smaller, and so hence that's how the mechanics of how it increases circulation, according to our current understanding and modality of science in this world, which may not be correct, but it's the model we're using, and this is how we give understanding. So that's sort of like explains that. And here's an example of, and again, it deals with the alkaline and acid balance. And Dr. Robert O. Young wrote the book, The pH Miracle, and has written a number of books on that. He's been using saunas for 35 years, and about 5, 6, 7 years ago, he had a booth at a conference, and he got in the relaxed sauna and gave me an interview then, and then gave me another 17-minute interview. And he's got $35,000 infrared saunas that he has had for many, many years, 30, 40 years, and he uses the relaxed sauna every morning. Yes, Dr. The guy who wrote the book Fourth Phase of Water, Dr. Gerald Pollack, he says that the infrared light from the sun gives the plant the power to move and to bend. Accidentally, one of his people discovered at his lab that when the light went on his easy water, exclusion zone water, which is pure water where nothing can be dissolved in, and he calls it the fourth phase of water. It's a gel-like substance in between water and ice, and that the light, and he discovered later, is the far infrared light is the light that expands the water the most and creates more of this exclusion zone water where you can't, or easy water. And this is crucial, the understanding of water. Water is powerful. There's so much about water, and this far infrared light, it works directly with the water molecules. And that's part of the reason why far infrared light, especially between the same frequency of light as water, is so effective for the human body to become healthier. Oh, there's my turtle eggs. There you go. Okay, that's the lady I talked about in Taos, and she has a colon hydrotherapy clinic in Portland, Oregon. We have her book at the table outside in the hallway. You're welcome to look at it. On page 66, she talks all about, actually she's got about 10 pages on the relaxed sauna and another 8 pages on far infrared energy in there. But it's on page 66, and you got to remember my name is Philip. And Philip 66 was a famous gas station when I'm growing up. That's why my name is spelled with 2 L's, because there was one in the back of my father's electrical appliance store. Anyway, on page 66, she talks all about the relaxed sauna. This book by Dr. Sherry Rogers, maybe on the next, we show the back of it. She's a doctor out of Syracuse, New York. And in the 1990s, she experimented in a lot of people. She's an environmental medical doctor, and she had many people with chemical sensitivities who were left to dead by the medical establishment. And they came into her office, and she used far infrared saunas, the wooden ones. They work. They do a good job. They get the job done. Sometimes not as well or as the relaxed sauna, but they do a good job. And she spawned an industry. She spawned an industry. This book came out 2001, 2002. She's retired and living in Florida now. Okay, Dr. Bill Akpinar, he had a business partner who's a naturopathic doctor, Dr. James Onikian, who bought 10 saunas for me back away the first couple of years I was selling saunas, and then gave Dr. Akpinar one of the saunas. And before that, he had written this book, No Sweat, No Sweat, where he promotes another sauna. But right now, he says that if you want to create heat shock proteins in your body, which is what the hyperthermia is all about, the relaxed sauna is phenomenal. And he's never seen a sauna that could do it as more effectively. Dr. Akpinar he was the medical doctor for one of the Olympic karate teams or the Olympic martial arts teams. He is also a cancer doctor, voted Best Cancer Doctor 2007, New York City. He is a Chinese medical doctor and an acupuncturist. He is an American medical doctor. He's also a holistic dentist, which he doesn't do anymore. And he is a Qigong master, has written about 9 or 10 or 11 books. He has another book called 7 Principles of Spiritual Healing or something like that. Doris Rapp, she's the one that introduced the relaxed sauna to Karen Russell in 2007 at the ACAM conference, a medical conference for holistic medical doctors. And Karen Russell was saying, I don't know what sauna to buy. I'm all confused. I still have this problem. And she said, well, go talk to Phil. And that's when she got our lie-down sauna. And that's when, and then within 2 months, she was reporting to our headquarters about how, oh my gosh, my skin looks pretty, but the thing is I don't have heavy metal poisoning anymore. I'm feeling so much better. And Doris Rapp, she recently went on to the other worlds, but I met her at about 10 or 15 different shows, and she was a proponent of saunas as well. What can far infrared saunas do? I'd like to see this. There was a study in 2004 that we took a near-infrared light bulb and we took our lamp, our little, oh my gosh, 10 minutes, I better get going. And she found out that we did this research, and there was a paper, a talk given at the 2004 Pacific Rim Biophotonic Conference explaining how our relaxed sauna energy lamp, which deserves a Nobel Prize, by the way, far performed a near-infrared light bulb by Philips. And in terms of increasing circulation and penetrating deeper into the body on mice, on pigs, and in humans. And so, again, there's a lot of, it's the near-infrared lasers. There's a near-infrared sauna company that says, this is what near-infrared can do, ... and it gives you a link to a near-infrared laser, which has nothing to do with their light bulb. But you just have to laugh and tell people that. But the far-infrared saunas, if this works, and that's what we have over 800 testimonies on our website. Okay. People on kidney dialysis report. There's a man who reported to me that his mom he would take many years ago to a kidney dialysis place, and this guy said, "Hey, I never have to go through hell after the kidney dialysis." My mom also told me it was way worse. The kidney dialysis she had to go through was way worse than any of the cancers that she had. But if you do the far-infrared sauna before you do kidney dialysis, afterwards your life is a lot easier, because the skin is like the third kidney. Massage therapists love the relaxed sauna. One guy says that after he puts the relaxed sauna in for 5 to 7 minutes, it's like butter melting in a microwave in terms of the fascia. You want to get the fascia, you're a real chef, you don't need a prep cook. I mean, you need a prep cook, and that's the far-infrared sauna. Far infrared comes from the sun. It travels at the speed of light. It's responsible for all mammals generate far infrared ray. When you hug someone, that's far infrared generated, or if a dog's lying with you, or a cat, or a baby, or whatever. It resonates with every cell in the body, pulsates between hands. It's far infrared energy. It's not a sauna. A far infrared is not a sauna. It's an energy medicine device. And so people said, well, my landlord says I can't have a sauna. Well, yeah, you don't want fire in there. A far infrared sauna is an energy medicine device. Okay, there's lots of different kinds of saunas. See the cheap camping chair? We have a nice, comfortable chair. That we already did that. Good. Okay. Immobilize the lymphatic system. Okay. History. I went through all that about Dr. Chang and Tian Science. Took 10 years. What makes it so special? Improve circulation. I said all this. It does beautify the skin and reduces signs of aging. Improves circulation, is more healthy and youthful. Heats up faster than a wooden sauna, and that's what people love. Anyone who's suffered an injury, like one lady was saying that today, and also many other people have told me she had a broken ankle or something, or a foot, and it certainly accelerates healing. Anytime you've broken a bone, you want to be in a far infrared sauna. Okay, this is what distinguishes the relaxed sauna from other saunas. The no warming up period, instant on. You feel toasty and loving, like a grandma's hugging you. You can have 5 to 10 minute light wave sessions. You just go in with your clothes on, and that helps a lot. A lot of people here have already experienced that. And then if you want to do a 20-minute sweat, you can do it with your clothes off. But even at home, just break the inertia. Go in for 1 minute, and then when you stay going, that's how I get people in the sauna. We'll go in for 5 seconds, and they like it so much they stay for 10 minutes. But they wouldn't go in for 5 minutes. They wouldn't go in for 2 minutes. They wouldn't go in for a minute. But they'd go in for 5 seconds and stay for 10 minutes. You just have to laugh at the human me. We all think there's all these important things to do, but the key is getting into the moment. And that's what the relaxed sauna does. There's a gentle pressure that lovingly gets you into the moment, and you connect with who you are and what you are. And that's the secret of the success. You feel connected, you feel loved, you feel free. It's a healing. Okay, I think we saw that one earlier. That's a lady who had from the desert palm area, Paula. She had a wooden sauna that didn't do, and then when she got to relaxed sauna, her mold toxicity, mold poisoning all went away, and she just loves the relaxed sauna totally. She's also an EMF person, and and helps. And the relaxed sauna really is helpful. And there's Dr. James Onikian, he was a world kickboxing champion for about 3 years in the early 2000s, and he's the one that got 10 saunas, has a yoga studio, and he's really likes the relaxed sauna. And that's Dr. Robert O. Young, who I talked about earlier, who wrote The pH Miracle. And that's Louise Gittleman. She just loves the relaxed sauna and gave us a 2.5. She was really popular as one of the most famous authors in the 1990s in the health food industry, for the health food stores. And there's Karen Russell, who I talked about. She said that her skin looked she lost 65% of her cellulite. No, she said her cellulite improved 65%, but no, she reduced. And a washing machine, the water goes in the washing machine, the water goes through the clothes and cleanses every fiber of the clothes. Well, the infrared light, the far infrared light from the relaxed sauna, penetrates your body and cleanses every cell of the body the same way that a washing machine cleans clothes. And that's why you feel really clean, like zest. No, I mean, you feel really clean and purified. It's the purification of the relaxed sauna that's my favorite trait. I feel purified. I feel cleansed. And that, again, is connected with spiritual purification. It really gives me mental clarity. And as you see, the washing machine is there. An independent relaxed sauna review. That's, I think, what I talked about on reddit.com. Yes. Benefits of owning the relaxed sauna. You've got about 10 seconds to look at this. Good luck. Improved circulation, more youthful skin by improving collagen production. Oh, I didn't know that. Increases the highest levels of absorbable far infrared sauna. It detoxes heavy metals and chemicals like pesticides, chlorine, plastics, dioxins. Oh, it's got more. It heals. It heats up in 25. It's easy to clean. You just put 2 towels on it, and then all the sweat goes in the towels, and then you just turn on for about 5 minutes after you get in. That cleans it. It's got very low EMF. A lot of people, there's EMF in there, but the far infrared antidotes it. So there's a musician in Philadelphia. He says, I can sense it's there, but it's not there's no negative qualities from it. I feel so great. Okay, you see, you can fit 2 people in it. We also have pictures of dog heads coming out of there too. It's children love it. Autism, we go to a lot of autism conference. One of the best things in the world for depression or people who are autistic. Okay, this is too much to read. It's a green product. We recycle the light because we recycle the light. So it's the best green sauna there is. Complete sweat in 20 minutes. That's pretty good. Not an hour. And you don't have to wait 25, 30 minutes for it to warm up. Okay, reasons why are preferred. Well, it takes up little space. You can see it. You can put it up in 1 or 2 minutes and tear it down. And you can put it up in 2 minutes and tear it down in 1 minute. This is reasons why professionals like it. The electricity doesn't cost much. It uses your normal plug. It's not the heat, it's the light. Again, it's not the heat, it's the light. You want to increase body temperature, and the relaxed sauna does this significantly more than any other sauna. Healing light, bathing in healing light, I say that's like basking in divine love. It really does feel like a step-down version of basking in divine love. It's not the real thing, believe me, it's not the real thing, but it feels pretty good. If people have MTFHR, that's methylation, they're not able to methylate, the relaxed sauna really is helpful for them. A lot of people can't sweat, and this helps them. We can get almost anyone to sweat. One lady took 51 minutes to sweat at a doctor's conference, and 4 doctors were with their credit cards handy to buy a relaxed sauna if they saw what it did, because I've seen a lot of people that haven't sweated for 10, 20 years, and within 15, 20 minutes, they're sweating in the relaxed sauna. One of the best things for getting rid of parasites like Lyme disease. We're very, very successful. The first Lyme conference I went to, we sold 43 saunas because they tell people that saunas are one of the best things for Lyme disease, and the relaxed sauna is the most effective one. Well, we have a lamp. This was created. This is actually registered with the FDA as a medical device, but the sauna isn't because we didn't give them 14,000. Okay, does it mean I'm finished? Oh, 10 minutes. Okay, great. Okay, I'm so excited because I thought, yeah. So, but the radiator, the Sky Eye radiator, it was able to get rid of a diabetic ulcer in how long? 7 weeks. That had been there for a year and a half at a hospital. And then also a lady who sells a $35,000 or $70,000 far infrared and 7 other technologies. It's a great machine. I think it's called the Hosket or something like that. And she said her grandma got the relaxed sauna lamp, and it got rid of her MRSA in 5 weeks. After 8 months of antibiotics, couldn't do anything. It also healed the wound that the antibiotics couldn't do. So in 5 weeks, and MRSA is pretty hard to get rid of. So this did it. And so again, we really would like every Major League Baseball team, football team, whatever, and we're entering into we sell mainly or promote the relax sauna to alternative medical doctors, massage therapists, chiropractors, naturopathic doctors, functional medicine doctors, but we've been going to a lot of athlete shows, and of course these are my favorite kind of shows, the Extraordinary Technology Conference. The table lamp, we have a table lamp which is also very good. One lady did the table lamp in front of her eyes and her eyesight came back. She had just gone away because of diabetes. And we have had a lot of miracles with the lamps alone. One lady, she said she gives shots, B12 shots in her body, and her leg is full of bruises, and she put the lamp on it in front of her eyes, all the bruises disappeared. So the lamp by itself is pretty effective. Okay, it filters, it impures. You know, a friend of mine who was here helping me last year, he just takes the radiator out of the sauna and puts it in his room and leaves it on all 24/7. And he says it just cleans the air, and he just feels so much better. It's like, he says it's an energy room healer. This is the diabetic ulcer that the Sky Eye generator that's in our hallway by the saunas. We've got 4 saunas out there. That's what it did in 7 weeks after a year and a half, hospital unable to do anything. And we have a 1-month guarantee, money back guarantee. We have a 1-year warranty. Usually the Relax Sauna, I've only been promoting them for 20 years, so you know, I tell people it should last 10 to 20 years, but maybe I'll say 10 to 40 years later on. But we tell people officially that it should last 5 to 7 years, 7 hours a day in a clinical setting. We have a lie-down sauna, and it's pretty much the same technique. We use the mat as a mirror and the tent as a mirror. And it's safe for the entire family. Kids, a lot of young kids just totally love the sauna. They usually at age 10, 11, they'll go out after they start to just begin sweating. But for those who are teenagers and athletes, man, that's when I got turned on to saunas when I was about 15, 16. I've always loved saunas. I've joined gyms, 4 times just to use a sauna in the olden days, and never to work out. I mean, I couldn't believe when I saw a sauna, a portable sauna, not the relaxed sauna, at a conference for spas. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe you can have a sauna in your home. I was so excited. A year later, I got one and used it and loved it, and it would take me 18 minutes to sweat. I took out the camping chair, sat on the bottom of it, and it just felt so good. And after 55 minutes, that's how long it took for me to feel like I had completed a sweat. And when we got the relaxed sauna, everyone in my office and my store said, oh my God, this is night and day difference. 8 minutes to start sweating, 20 minutes for a complete sweat. The other saunas are great.
Bill, just so you know, we have less than 5 minutes total on the tape, and there are a couple people that want to ask questions.
Yes.
It's up to you.
Let's do the questions. Let me just flick through these and see all the pictures, and then we'll do the questions. Oh, where to get the relaxed sauna? RelaxedSaunas.com. And then RelaxedSaunas.com Superior is where the latest information is. That's my health food store. Okay, I'm ready to entertain questions.
You said this helps kids with autism.
We've had a lot of success with that. We have a page of interviews on our booklet out front, and we have about...
Well, some people say that there's a connection between vaccines and autism.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you think it might help if people have negative reactions to the COVID jab?
I would recommend it highly. I mean, it's going to definitely help. I can't make any claims, but we do have Dr. Carrie Moses on video from about 10 years ago saying that it nips a cold and flu in the bud. And anyone who gets a cold or a flu, they go in the sauna, and oh my gosh, it never happens. And we've had people who've had COVID who've said, boy, it hardly lasted. And that this relaxed sauna was instrumental in their healing. And it saved their lives, a lot of people said. In terms of the vaccine injuries, You know, it's not going to hurt, and I recommend it. And the whole situation is very disturbing to me. Yes, please.
Quick question. I see people don't put their heads in. Can you put your head in?
I put my head in about 80% of the time. It's you just duck your head, and I give slouching lessons every Tuesday at 3 p.m. And then it's just firm over your head, and then your crown sticks out. And you can also take the chair out and put the radiator on its side so it sticks up and get in on the floor. Or you can get a smaller stool if you know you're really tall. But even most people, even 6'4", they can get in and just put it over their head, and they can slouch a little. I don't have to slouch. I can have an erect spine, and I feel great, and I love it. The sinuses will clear up in 8 minutes with the head out, 2 minutes with the head in. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Philip Wilson, let's give a big hand.